Short, but to the point. Next generation, it is time. He is an award-winning journalist, and he has been so gracious with his time, and I will continue to lean on him right through this election in November. But if you want to see him in person, Jonathan Salant, Washington Bureau, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, go to kdkradio.com and click on KDKA Watch. Jonathan, did he do enough, our president? Good evening.
Well, it was a nice valedictorian speech for him, saying, this is why I didn't run. Democracy is the most important. Clearly, he was saying, I wasn't going to win. You know, a lot of Democrats were worried after that debate that he didn't have the stamina or the ability to run a campaign and serve for another 4 years. And he says, it's more important that we win the White House and we save democracy than I'd be the one to win the White House and save the democracy.
So I know he's recovering from COVID, but he looked all of his 81 years. And if you were listening on the radio as I was, he sounded it too. He sounds tired, does he not?
Well, he has clearly, he's 81 years old. It makes a big difference. And again, that debate just really shook up Democrats. And that's what led to the call for him to leave. You can excuse other times you're tired. Okay. He's always been a stutterer. He's never been a dynamic speaker. But a debate just really scared the Democrats to say, we can't go into the fall campaign with this guy.
You know, he mentioned about being a stutterer, and I thought to myself, you know, he never used that as an excuse during recent years. I mean, that's the first that he really, and I can remember that he brought it up. But he talked about being a young man with that stuttering issue, growing up and having the opportunity to sit behind the desk in the Oval Office. When you think of this man's career, going back to the early 70s and all the things personally he's gone through, the failed presidential runs, becoming a vice president late in life, and having an opportunity to win one and serve 4 years, and how he decided to put party first. All in all, you know, he was mentioning names like Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I'm not saying that he's in that rarefied air, but he did do the office, I think, a lot of good, and he will be remembered as a good president, I believe, anyway. What's your thoughts?
Well, a lot of people say he's been one of the most consequential presidents in many, many, many years. Remember, he passed 4 giant pieces of legislation. He inherited a economy in the doldrums. He inherited a huge pandemic, and he shepherded the government through that and then the country through that. And he had four major pieces of legislation in a Congress that he had no room for error. He had to have every Democrat, or else he wasn't going to pass anything.